Hey everyone, it's Mike Salander, and today I have a ton of updates for you at the BC App Store, and I'm so excited to share them with you today. All right, one of the most important things that we're going to be talking about is the new update to the Visual Content Finder, a new interface. But I want to briefly just go through what I'm going to be talking about in this video. Like I said, the new interface for the Visual Content Finder, I'll show that off. Second is Solid Sky updated the Solid Meta Tags app to now auto scan the page title and the meta description for web apps. And we'll talk a little bit later on why that is so key. Also, Page Proofer has a new minor update to fix some bugs. We'll talk about that. And then updates to the BC App Store platform and fixing one of the key features for developers is the test site creation process, and we'll go through that. Then the homepage, a new slider app by CBO will be released later this week. We'll take a quick preview at that. You're going to get a first glance. I mean, it's not live on the store, but you're going to be able to see it in this video. And then last and definitely not least, we're going to be talking about Adobe MAX 2017, which is a really exciting time of the year, conference that we've been going to for probably 6 years now. All right, so first up is the Visual Content Finder. As you guys may recall, this app for us replaces the in-context editor because the in-context editor just doesn't work for sites that we build because it doesn't work with sites that have clean URLs, which is literally all of our sites. And it also doesn't work with Liquid and some other, and doesn't allow you to edit web apps and all that kind of stuff. So we had to reinvent it. We had to come up with something different. And that's what this Visual Content Finder is. So you'll see we're sporting a new interface here, which is really nice, designed by Brian Mulholland here at Chicago Digital. And this is a little less obtrusive way to show the fact that you can edit certain things. So you'll see a little pencil icon, and as you hover over it, it will tell you what you're about to edit. So here we see the page body and some web app items here that are sidecards. And then, of course, here might be the this background section, etc. So this site is a perfect use case for Visual Content Finder because if you ever set up things with like page control or components or different modules, it can be really difficult for the client to then go and find the item that they need to update this particular page. So if I'm on this brain injury basics page and I want to go and update the page body, I could go and search in the back end and find the page. That's not too difficult. Or I could just click right here and go right to the page and make my edits here. Perfect. But then let's say, what if I wanted to update the image and maybe some of the components on the side? Well, this is where I can click and go right over to my page control. I don't have to worry about hunting for it in the site manager and then page control. This is technically a web app. And I can come here and I can make my updates to the page title. I can select what my sponsors carousel should be, what my side modules, my body module cards, my meta information, like everything that I need to control on this page is there. I mean, I can even change the type of this. Maybe I want this to be a hero centered, and we can come back and refresh. So this really gives the user full control over building this page. Then let's say I saw this product card here and that was advertising, and maybe I wanted to update the title to be a little bit shorter. Well, again, I don't have to worry about what web app is this? Is it a side module? Is it a card? Like, which one is it? When I come in here, all I gotta do is click right here, edit this card item, and it takes me right there. And then I could say, maybe I'll do a guy. I'll just shorten that a little bit and hit refresh. And now we've got that updated title. And same thing with any of these background image sections. I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, the Visual Content Finder just allows you to go right to that particular item and then use the interface in the back end of Business Catalyst that you normally would to make the updates. So I hope you guys really enjoy this new experience, the new interface for Visual Content Finder, like we do. Awesome. All right, so next up is the I opened up too many tabs. All right, the solid meta tag. So it was becoming a little frustrating to us with the solid meta tags to have to go to settings and put in the different names for the fields, which is fine. That's easy. But a lot of times our web apps, like let's say, for example, the team, we like to have a little bit more formulaic of a title and description perhaps, rather than having to go into every single one and manually setting it. So that's what we did, is we updated the app so that it automatically reads the actual page title and meta description that gets outputted on the page and displays and analyzes it here. And of course, now it's going to reflect however you set this up. So for example, for us, in one of the, if you look, it would click edit. Oh, I was logged out. Give me 1 second. We'll see that we can actually override the page title if we want, and we can define our own one. But if we don't define our own one, then the formulaic one is going to output right here. So I think this really helps a lot when it comes to the web apps, because a lot of times I think people are going to be using some formulas to output some defaults, and we want to show the defaults because we don't want people to think, oh, there's no page title, no description, just because that manual override wasn't there. All right, next up is the Page Proofer app. So this app, a very minor update. We just fixed a bug. There were some sites where it was showing up when it wasn't supposed to, because it's only supposed to show up to admin users. And I just wanted to remind everyone real quick, like what the beautiful thing of this app is. So if we go to, let's say, JerkyLink's website, you'll see, okay, we got the visual content finder on here, which is nice. Did I install? Hopefully I installed the Page Proofer on here. Okay, cool. I did. So I'm logged into Page Proofer, so it actually has this mode. But if you're not logged into Page Proofer, which all of your clients are not going to be logged into Page Proofer, this is what happens. So let me log into the back end. So it's only going to show up if people are logged in. And if we go to the site now, we'll see a little feedback, and I can click feedback, and I can say, leave specific, and I might say, you know what, change this picture like to large, just making something up, right? And then we can put our email address, whatever, and then hit send feedback. And so what this does, and that was an older version on this site, that email address will autofill based on what you're logged into Business Catalyst with. That automatically sends it into Page Proofer, and we've got Page Proofer hooked up with Help Scout, so that's happens automatically. And then we get a ticket with all of the information and a screenshot and all that kind of stuff. So really, really nice. All right, so the next thing I want to talk about is creating test sites. So as a developer, you have access, go into the developer portal, you can grab one of your apps, and maybe let's go to the Page Proofer app. And we can come over here and we can click on any of our versions, or we can create a new version. And then we can click create a test site, because we want to make sure that it's actually installing correctly onto a site. Maybe we want to test it in a different environment. And so this is what we can do to make sure that is all working properly. And so you'll see we're not going to wait this whole time. I mean, it takes a few minutes, but it creates a new URL, a new website, and it gives you the login and password for these. So this is obviously unique to everyone and allows you to test it. All right, next up, I'm so excited to talk about the Dynamic Slider Builder by CBO. I mean, honestly, CBO's apps are incredible. And so happy every time to release one of their new apps. So this Dynamic Slider Builder is definitely going to be, I think, the go-to slider for websites. What's awesome about it is you can let the user control different things like the animation, the speed, navigation. You've got drag and drop slide ordering. You can enable, disable. It's fully responsive, SEO friendly. Allows for videos, which is fantastic. I mean, video sliders are all the rage these days. I mean, people love them, and you've got a lot of options here when you implement them. And one of the things I really appreciate about CBO apps too is just the interface, the attention to detail, the style. It's really a nice experience using this dynamic slider builder in the back end. So this is not out yet, but keep a lookout for an email from us this week for the release of this app. All right, last up, Adobe MAX 2017. So excited. You see, Business Catalyst announced last week that they're officially going to be at MAX this year, and they've got a whole day planned for us. And you can see that schedule here. What's really great about this year for MAX is that Business Catalyst has worked really hard with the other people at Adobe to make sure that we as a Business Catalyst community can attend the Business Catalyst event without spending a fortune. So if you want to attend just for Tuesday, October 17th, just all the Business Catalyst things out in Las Vegas, Nevada, you can, and there's no cost of the conference to do so, which is incredible. If you want to stay for the Wednesday, the first day of the conference, the big keynote presentation, and also a lot of breakout sessions, things like that, you can buy a one-time pass of $5.95. Or if you'd like to get the full conference pass, you can get $500 off of the full conference price. So that is really great, and I want to let all of you guys know that we're going to have many people from our team out there this year representing, speaking, attending, participating, and hopefully meeting as many of you guys as possible. So I'm really excited that this information has come out here in July, so giving us plenty of time to make accommodations and to set up everything for heading out to Las Vegas this fall here, October 17th and 18th, 19th, and 20th, if you go to the full conference. So I just want to talk a little bit about MAX, because MAX was a very important transition for our business here at Chicago Digital. We had just discovered Business Catalyst soon after the acquisition by Adobe, and we had made a decision that we were gonna be all in, and this is the platform that we were gonna build off of. But we were new. We had maybe a handful of sites, and we just wanted to learn. We wanted to learn. We wanted to meet people. We were skeptical. Is the investment going to pay off? Because we really didn't have the money to come out to MAX that first year. And there really has been nothing that has transformed our business like coming to this conference, from the connections that we met to the new way of thinking. The sessions are great, but just even the conversations that you have in the hall or at the restaurants afterwards, being around people who are experts in it and can deliver a new way of thinking about something. It made an extraordinary difference for us. So if you've got any questions about MAX and would like to reach out, go ahead and comment on this video, or you can reach out to us directly, and happy to ask. Of course, I'm not motivated we're not incentivized in any way to get more people here. This is really an Adobe event, and we're not Adobe, but we want to meet as many people in the community as we can. We want to make this an awesome event for everyone. So I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of people here at MAX this year. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next week.